Alright, here's a dryad. This is an awfully strange sight. Intellect devourer. Yuan-ti. The goblin elite, along with some other weak goblins, fighting Desther, Indelayne, and Fenthick Moss.
Kill the dryad!
All right, crew. Let's take them down.
Are presumably the Waterdhavian creatures.
No! I must escape!
Or looks like the dryad's teleporting out.
Free the yuan-ti! Okay. My arms are broken! Escape this place!
Or it looks like they're all escaping. He's getting awfully close to Lilly. He's only injured. You know what? Oh, I thought she had magic missile memorized. Forgot to set it up, I think. Oh, it's already been used. Alright. Casting Ray of Frost. Oh.
We came too late. The creatures are lost. The Academy students slain. No! This cannot be! How could this happen?
All is lost, Fenthick. The nymph has fled. The yuan-ti and the other creatures have escaped into the streets of the city. And where was Aribeth during all this?
Alright. Lilly mentioning that she's been sent by Lady Aribeth herself. You are the student she sent? Did Aribeth really think a whelp such as this could defend the Waterdhavian creatures? She should have come herself. Is she really so blind, Fenthick? Desther, I will have you speak no more ill of Lady Aribeth. She did what she thought was best. Bah, I know of the feelings you and Lady Aribeth have had for each other, but it does nothing to change the facts. She was wrong to bring the creatures here. I'll leave you and your lady love to clean up this mess, Fenthick. I must go and make arrangements to recover the cure Aribeth has so carelessly lost.
I need to speak to you.
Alright, Pavel wanting a word with Lilly. I owe you my life, Lilly. Without you, I wouldn't have made it out of here. I could have died, just like my brother. You've got what it takes to be a great hero, Lilly. Maybe even a legend. But this isn't the life for me. I know that now. Yeah, just not surprised. Your words are true, then you know. Heroes are born, not made. Thank you once more for saving me. I know you'll be a great hero someday, but I don't want to risk my neck for fame and fortune.
I'm no hero. I just want a nice, quiet life. I doubt our paths will cross again anytime soon. Goodbye, and good luck.
Good riddance, Bim, or Pavel. At least Lilly will never have to tell them apart again. And Fenthick Moss. Lilly's heard the rumors. People are calling them the very sword and scales of Tyr, saying they'll be married soon. He'll likely be important.
You must forgive Desther. The strain of the Wailing Death weighs heavily on the Helmites. As their leader, Desther has worked long and hard to help ease the suffering of Neverwinter, and this most recent setback has upset him greatly. I'm Fenthick Moss, priest of Tyr and companion of the Lady Aribeth. You must be the student Aribeth told me about.
Yeah, I think Lilly's already heard that Aribeth and Fenthick were betrothed. So, of course, who knows what they speak about in private. Just going to be awfully polite. Desther and I arrived with reinforcements shortly after the attack began. We found Aribeth in the South Assembly Chamber, hard-pressed by dozens of the mysterious assailants. We managed to drive off the attackers, and Aribeth told us she had sent one of the students on ahead to defend the Waterdhavian creatures. So, Fenthick's mistaken. She's in training to be an instructor. While Aribeth tended to the wounded, one of the mages who had arrived with the reinforcements teleported Desther and me to this room. Alas, we arrived to find the cages upturned, the creatures fleeing, which of course we saw when we entered the room. Yeah, I think she's curious if Fenthick knows who these unknown or mysterious mages are. We've no clues as to who planned the attack, and I doubt any prisoners we take will know anything about who's truly behind it. A few straggling goblins are all that remain of our attackers, but I fear we've lost this battle. The Waterdhavian creatures are gone. In any case, discovering their identity is secondary. Our first priority must be to recapture the Waterdhavian creatures so that we may extract a cure for the Wailing Death. Well, Lilly's task was to protect them. They've escaped. I think she'd rather... Well, it's not really clear where Aribeth is. To report back to Aribeth. Should be going. Neverwinter needs you, Lilly, now more than ever. The plague has taken many good men and women, and this attack has cost the lives of even more. We need all the help we can get if the cure for the Wailing Death is to be recovered. In the coming week, we'll rally what resources we can and reconvene in the Hall of Justice. Well, by extension, it's really what Aribeth probably wants anyway, but asking, well, if there might be a reward. Hopefully Fenthick won't mention that question to Aribeth. I'd like to think whoever helps in this task does so out of selfless desire to end the misery of the plague, Lilly. However, I have no doubt that there will be both gold and glory for those who recover the Waterdhavian creatures. Alright. Well, of course, because it's Aribeth's betrothed. She'll agree. Plus, it's what Lady Aribeth would have wanted anyway. To protect them, and if they've escaped, to recover them. From all accounts, you're a capable woman, Lilly. Aribeth told me the instructors at the Academy spoke very highly of you. I do not know what role you're to play in this. That is for my Lady Aribeth to decide. You must meet her at the Halls of Justice in the coming week. Alright. So she'll report to her there. Lady Aribeth will have more information for you then. Hopefully we'll have a better understanding of what we're up against. We must all do our part, Lilly. Time is of the essence, although I suppose I can answer a few quick questions. Yeah, I think she's curious to hear more about Aribeth. She is the shining light who must guide our way. She's a paladin of Tyr, and only her courage and devotion to Neverwinter surpass her grace and beauty. When Lord Nasher appointed Aribeth to find a cure for the plague, I vowed to stay by my lady's side throughout the ordeal. We are inseparable. Hopefully this isn't too bold of a question for Lilly to ask, if they are indeed lovers. Aribeth and I are of one heart, it is true. Is this surprising? We are both disciples of Tyr. We are both servants of Neverwinter. We draw our strength from each other during these difficult times. In duty, in our faith, and in our love, we will find a way to beat the Wailing Death. Alright. So curious then who Fenthick is himself, that he's so close to Aribeth. I'm a servant of Tyr, nothing more and nothing less. I serve Neverwinter as is my duty, and my heart weeps as the city suffers. Alright. And of course, asking about Desther, that's the Helmite who laughed, and it sounded like he had some disdain for, well, either Aribeth or possibly their relationship. Not sure if it was jealousy. Desther is a good man, though the Wailing Death weighs heavily on him. He does not serve Tyr as my Lady Aribeth or I do, but his devotion to Helm is most admirable. Desther and his Helmites have been tireless in their efforts to offer what comfort they can to those afflicted by the plague. I only wish Aribeth and Desther could set aside their personal differences. Alright, certainly doesn't sound like jealousy. No matter which god we serve, we must all work together in these troubled times. Well, I guess it still could be. Alright, asking about the creatures that we saw escape. I think it was a dryad, yuan-ti, intellect, devourer. Aribeth is the only one who has the authority to speak of such things. I'll have to talk to her at the halls of justice. Alright. So in a week, or within the week. There's much to attend to in the coming week. Aribeth and I will meet you at the temple. May Tyr's blessing be upon you, Lilly. What strange creatures have been sent up from Waterdeep? Lilly wonders if they were sent by Khelben Blackstaff Arunsun himself, and if so, if Imoen knows about Khelben's plans. It makes her absolutely furious to think that her little wilted flower would know more about these Waterdhavian creatures than herself. Lilly quickly forgets about her little wilted flower as she notices 2 scrolls tucked away behind a crate among some loose hay. Knock and Summon Creature 2. Alright, so Lilly already attaining 3rd level, which must have been somewhat automatic, I'm sure. Which is always, I think, a little strange. Because I almost feel like they should have just started us out at a higher level then, instead of just granting us experience. Because we didn't really do much here. Alright. So 3rd level. Now we can finally spend those extra points that we saved last time. But first maximizing class skills. Alright, spellcraft, lore, and concentration. And now the non-class skills, persuade. Yeah, it can go up to 3 points. And the same with appraise. Okay. Alright, Lilly gaining a feat. I think for 1st level she chose Courteous Magocracy. Now she can finally take combat casting. Which, well, makes sense. We were just running through the academy. Certainly got a little warmed up a little bit. Plus, she'll likely be caught in a corner, having to cast a spell. So, it'll be awfully useful. So she doesn't get interrupted. Alright. And 2 2nd level spells. She didn't have access to this level before. And I think she already has a scroll for Melf's Acid Arrow. Knock would certainly be useful. And of course Summon Creature 2. Alright. Some of these, like Web, be awfully nice, but she doesn't really have the means to destroy enemies that were caught in a web yet. So, gonna wait on things like that. Talked a little bit about that. This is a good spell, I think. But we'll wait on those. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to recall bones again. Alright. Look at that, another 4 points. I'll have to look that up. Okay. Lilly learns and prepares her new spells, including a more powerful creature summoning spell. Her days of depending on a blind badger are over. She can now call upon a dire boar instead. Though, she's guessing there's some other defect she's not yet aware of with regards to the creature. Maybe it doesn't get along with panthers or is afraid of pointy things. Otherwise, she thinks about what she needs to do. Fenthick requested that they reconvene at the Hall of Justice, a temple of Tyr here in the city of Neverwinter, in the coming week. Lady Aribeth's original request to protect the Waterdhavian creatures will no doubt be rephrased as a request to instead recapture them under the current circumstances. Ultimately, so a cure for the Wailing Death can be extracted from them. A dryad, a yuan-ti, and an intellect devourer. Of course, Lilly's had experiences with dryads before. She's even met the Fairy Queen, Vaelasa, in the Windspear Hills. Imoen can't say that. And yuan-ti? Of course. Lilly remembers them vividly from Daerney's Keep. Imoen can't say that either. But an intellect devourer, that's a very rare creature and one Lilly's never encountered before. She's sure Imoen's never even heard of the creature. It resembles a brain on 4 legs, and it's said that mind flayers devour their young as a culinary delight and keep the adults as watch beasts. Strange indeed. It all sounds simple enough, though it would be simpler if Lilly could just drive a wedge between Fenthick and Aribeth. It's likely easier to fool the paladin than the arbiter, and apart, she'd only have to appease the sword and not the scales of Tyr as well. Fenthick has to go.